fellow Force users and fellow superheroes, what is up? It's Ahsoka Tano fan and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, time for another episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The last one was a pretty big one. There was lots of talk about supremacy from Zemo and from Sam with Karli. There was lots of talk about Danya. And then of course we had that ending scene where we lost Lamar, and then we subsequently saw John Walker basically lose it and he killed Karli's friend, and then we had that infamous shot with the shield stained with blood. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in this episode regarding what John Walker did. Is he going to have the shield rescinded from him by the government? Are Sam and Bucky going to forcefully take it? Or is John Walker going to show a lot of remorse? Is he going to voluntarily give it up and maybe think twice about whether or not he still wants to be Captain America? I'm a little bit in the minority here, but up until this point, I've kind of felt a little bit sorry for John Walker, a little bit. He does come across as arrogant and sometimes cocky, which is usually a reflection of some type of deeper insecurity, right? I think ultimately he's just very eager to prove himself as being the next Captain America. We saw from a few episodes back when he was talking in the locker room with his girlfriend, he was basically saying that he was nervous that people would not like him, and then she told him, be yourself and blah, blah, blah. He had a lot of concerns that were very similar to Steve's concerns in the Captain America first movie, the first Avenger. The fact that everyone's constantly comparing him to Steve and nobody kind of seems to afford him the same respect that they did Steve. Someone spat in his face a couple episodes back. You know, I think that he's just kind of at this point where he really wants to be taken seriously, but it doesn't help when people don't look at him the same way they did Steve. And then on top of that, he keeps getting his ass handed to him, especially by the Dora Milaje. And so I think that just kind of has shaken his confidence even more. And then now he gets this opportunity to take the serum, which he did. And the first thing that happens is he loses his right hand man, Lamar, and then ends up killing someone. So I could definitely kind of almost sympathize with his story a little bit, even though he's kind of a jackass sometimes. Even during his conversation with Lamar in the previous episode, he did seem to acknowledge that bad things happen in war. He said that some of the things they had to do in Afghanistan did not feel right. So he seems to have a relatively good perception of what is right and what is wrong. But he seems like he definitely snapped at the end of the last episode. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens with him and the public perception of him. Is he going to just become a supervillain now? Or you know, will he, like I said, have second thoughts about being Captain America and then just kind of retire from this field altogether, right? That should be cool to see. So yeah, anyways, guys, I won't speculate too much. Looking forward to this episode because the last one was a little bit of a cliffhanger for sure. And so yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it and see what this episode has in store. I'm hoping we see more of Danya, maybe a flashback or something. We'll see. And we still have to find out what happened with Zemo, where he went, because we know he pulled that El Chapo at the end, right? They showed Isaiah in the recap. Does that mean he's going to be in the episode? That was so bad. Oh my gosh. Shoot. So he's on the run now, I think. See what I mean? Like he doesn't seem like a really bad person. He seems like an okay person that snapped. He obviously feels bad for everything that happened. I feel sorry for him. I can't help it. Damn.
He killed Lamar! You didn't kill Lamar, John.
Yeah, Karli did, right?
Believe me, it doesn't end well. We don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Sam really is like Steve. You guys pointed that out too. He's always willing to see the best in people and try and save them.
You gotta give me the shield, man.
They're gonna fight right now? Oh, shit. Poor Sam, he's the only one without the serum. Still doing pretty well though, Sam. Okay, so there goes my theory that he might voluntarily give it up. The first thing I said was right, which was that he's probably gonna have it taken from him. Oh, Bucky looks good with the shield. His arm! Doesn't he want to, like, clean the shield? I guess not, eh? How is this gonna end? Come on, Bucky. He looks pretty terrifying now. He's definitely gone to the dark side now. Shit. Oh well, I did feel sorry for him, but they gotta take him out now. He's too much of a problem. Are Sam's wings, like, permanently broken though? They're not, right? Whoa, that looked like it hurt. See how much blood is being spilt over the shield, guys? Bucky's like standing in the light like that. So he gave it to Sam. He's probably thinking of Steve. So where's John Walker? Is he in jail or something?
Hey, you got your sleep back. Not really.
So they're taking the shield back?
Karli's a ghost.
I hope Sam gets to keep it. So they're supposed to be partners, right? In the comics?
You forgot the wings. Keep them.
So Taurus is gonna have the wings? Sam's gonna have the shield? Interesting. I kinda want Sam to have both though.
Representative of the United States.
Oh, damn.
You were hereby stripped of your title and of the incident.
Is he gonna try and blame anybody else or just take full responsibility?
It's only because you know benefits.
Damn, receive no benefits, eh? It really hit him hard. He's got the serum, so they can't really hold him back now. He just had everything and lost it in the span of like a week or whatever. Who is this? Sharon?
Well, these boots are not made for walking hard, but I don't like to repeat myself.
Is she from the comics?
Call me Val. But
Val?
Don't call me Val. Yeah, of course I know that.
How does she know that?
Taste me.
Is she the power broker?
Very valuable. Certainly.
Maybe she's the power broker.
I actually think it was.
There's nothing on it.
Whoa. She's definitely not good, I don't think. Or she's kind of suspect. When are we gonna see Batroc again? He was in the first episode and then we've seen Karli ever since. Unless Batroc is the power broker. Maybe.
It's
time.
Time for what? Shit. The Super Soldier War? Oh, Zemo, that's where he went. He went to Sokovia.
Do what needs to be done.
He better not kill Zemo.
People everywhere.
What? Bucky? You're just with the guy and go clubbing with him and then you're gonna kill him? No! Are you serious? Did he just do that to toy with him? Why did he do that? Oh, okay, he's handing them over to the Dora Milaje.
Goodbye, James.
Oh, damn.
Where he will live out his days. It would be prudent to make yourself scarce in Wakanda for the time being, White Wolf.
Fair enough.
Yo, these women do not play. Oh my gosh.
Hey. I'm gonna have another favor to ask you.
Get rid of John Walker. Oh, so he is going to see Isaiah.
In the back.
They showed Isaiah in the recap.
I'll be.
Oh, is he gonna give Isaiah the shield? Well, imagine if he does that. That would be a twist. But then what happens if John Walker and that Val lady come for it? I don't know.
Now, what? Don't do that bitter old man thing with me.
Oh,
You
snap.
ain't bitter, you're blind.
That's deep.
I don't get it, okay?
Until I saw them, the red tails.
The Red Tails.
I get that.
Red Tails were like those American pilots that fought in the war, right? I think.
Great white hope.
I feel like I learned about them in history class.
She died while I was in jail. They
Sick.
I loved her so much.
Oh, that sucks. Wow, it's so sad.
But they've been doing that for 500 years.
That's so true. Damn.
Whatever want to be.
Oh my gosh, he's giving him some stuff to think about. Oh my gosh, so maybe Sam won't have the shield after all. But just don't destroy it though. It's deep as hell. Wow.
Chance I can ask a favor? I appreciate that.
Wow. Using those connections. Oh, is that Bucky? He came back.
You're welcome.
Oh.
I called in a favor from the Wakandans.
Is it like a new suit or something, or?
Sarah?
Are they flirting? I think they were. They're still flirting. Oh, interesting. I wonder how Sam would feel about that. What goes around comes around, right? Their family helped others when they were in need, and now people are helping them when they're in need. Bucky's showing off. That must be a new suit or something, new wings maybe. So maybe he and Torres will both have the wings. I don't know.
But don't flirt with my sister. Because if you do, I'll have Carlos cut you up and feed you to the fish.
Okay.
He caught the flirting. So did we, guys. We caught that.
You still want to kill that boy?
Yes.
Why is he lying?
Never let the person who did that get away.
Why you lying? Why you always lying?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Knowing that the man who's responsible
Oh, the guilt.
got his justice.
The guilt he must feel
How are you?
lying to them.
It meant the world to him.
That's gotta hit hard. She looks suspicious of him, that girl. I don't know if that's his sister.
I'm sorry.
Wow. He did really care for Lamar.
Please, if it weren't for me, you'd still be rotting away in that Algerian prison.
The subtitles say Batroc. She's talking to Batroc?
I promise you won't regret saying yes.
Sharon, you're sketchy.
Maybe.
Someone in my comments said, what if Sharon is the power broker? And that's actually a possibility. They gotta have older Steve make a cameo, I think. In the finale. I like to see them together as friends off the battlefield, you know? They really are good partners.
Hi, Sarah.
He's still flirting. Who just threw that? Oh, Sam, okay. Yeah, I totally get his perspective too, right? People see the shield in different ways.
Me? You gotta stop looking to other people to tell you who you are.
Good point. Short hair Bucky is kind of growing on me now. It's
You
not
have
bad.
a tough love who needs closure about something.
Oh, so he's gonna
Maybe
tell
one
the
person
neighbor
can give it to him.
that he killed his son, I
Probably
think.
doesn't.
But I thought maybe we'd see that in the finale. I mean, maybe we'll see it right now.
We're also a couple guys with a mutual friend. Friends now gone, so we're a couple guys.
I can live.
Oh, I love their friendship. So he's gonna keep the shield then.
Him and both on.
That's very true.
So you really
He's
gonna
taking
let
both
Isaiah
fights
Bradley
on.
get in your head? You gonna let him decide what you do next?
Of all the pain and sacrifice. If I wasn't willing to stand up and keep fighting,
Exactly. That's why you need to keep the shield, my man. It's funny, she's talking to him kind of like how he talked to Bucky. You can't keep looking to other people to tell you who you are. And that includes Isaiah. You take in what he's saying, you take in his pain and his story, and then you decide for yourself who you are, right? Your story is not his story still. I still find that funny, Uncle Sam, because Uncle Sam is another word for America, right? The United States. And he's about to be the next Captain America. Yes, Sam. Wield that shield. Okay, I changed my mind. In the beginning, I was kind of between him and Bucky having the shield. I kind of wanted Bucky to have it a little bit. But now I actually like Sam having it. I just wish he had the serum, because I feel like it'll be harder for him to fight certain people, but... Batroc! Sharon! Okay, so he's not the power broker. I don't think, because why would he be working with her? And Sharon is the one that hired him for the job. Sharon is dirty. But who does he want payback against? Oh, she knows French.
I'm only here to kill the Falcon.
Oh, kill Falcon, okay. So they're gonna do kind of like what Zemo did to the UN meeting.
What's sufficient? They can't stay where they are forever.
This guy looks like he's in on it. They're both in on it. So what's in this package here? New suit? Are they gonna not show us till he's wearing it? That's how it ends? Oh my gosh. They pulled a Kick-Ass. In Kick-Ass, they had a scene similar to that where he was opening something and they didn't show you what it was until he had it on. Wow. There's an end credit scene. Is he making a new shield? Kinda looks like it. Oh, that's Lamar's logo, it looks like. He is. So is it vibranium? And if so, how did he get the vibranium? From that Valentina girl? Wow, so yeah, I'm wondering where he got that vibranium from, if it is vibranium. And I am wondering who that Val girl was that showed up after his court hearing. She could be a brand new character we haven't yet seen, or she could be the power broker that has been referred to in every episode. But this one, I think we didn't actually hear about the power broker. Based off that end credit scene, I guess we can just go right into talking about John Walker. He definitely had quite the downfall in the last couple of episodes, you know, kind of like what I said at the beginning of this video and the last video, was that I felt a little bit bad for him because he, as much as he's kind of arrogant sometimes, he also does have a relatable story of a guy that was in the military that obviously has skill, trying eagerly to fill Steve Rogers' shoes and having nobody really afford him the same respect as they did Steve Rogers, and then, you know, to losing his best friend, to taking the serum, to killing somebody. Now it's like he's just completely spiraled out of control and is definitely headed down a dark path now. He was given everything and then in an instant it was taken from him, right? And so you could definitely almost see where he snapped, but yeah, then now it looks like he is making his own shield, which I guess is more in keeping with the comics where he's supposed to be referred to as the US agent, right? Which makes sense because he's no longer Captain America. He had that title stripped of him. Should be interesting to see how that plays out in the next episode, because we got multiple fights going on now, or multiple battles. We've got John Walker and this Val girl, whoever she is. We have Karli and Batroc now, which I'm going to get to in a second. And she's assembling her own team now to stop the vote from happening, and who knows what else they have planned. And then Batroc looks like he has his own agenda to kill Falcon. So we've got multiple conflicts now that are going to come to a great, epic, presumably epic conclusion in the next episode, which is supposed to be the finale, I believe. The only conflict that was resolved in this episode was the Zemo and Dora Milaje conflict, in which we saw Bucky hand him over. I got scared for a second there he was gonna kill him. I just thought, really, are they gonna go that route? Because Zemo just seems like the kind of character you can't ever kill. You just have to keep letting him escape or whatever, or get imprisoned, right? But we can't kill Zemo. We gotta protect Zemo, especially after that awesome clip of him dancing in the club from a previous episode. There's no way. Zemo can't go anywhere. So let's talk about the rest of the episode. I found it had a little bit of a different pace compared to the other ones. It was action-packed in the beginning, and then it kind of slowed down for the rest of the episode. But it did nonetheless give us some meaningful details to the overall story and to the development of these characters. Race definitely played a predominant role in this episode. Again, we did see Isaiah Bradley, and he went into detail about what happened to him. So we got to see his full story, and it just kind of gave us a little bit more perspective as to what led up to Steve carrying the shield, everything that happened prior, which is kind of what has been alluded to in the beginning of the series, right? Last episode, obviously with John Walker, we see him carrying the shield stained in blood, which is quite literally symbolic of the bloody past that precedes the shield. And then we see Bucky, Sam, and John Walker fighting over the shield. Literally, they're getting bloody in this fight over the shield, right? Which just again kind of alludes to the bloodshed that has surrounded the shield in some sense, right? The conversation with Isaiah and Sam was significant, but so was the conversation with Sam and Bucky, as well as Sam and Sarah, right? Sam tells Bucky that you can't keep looking to other people to tell you who you are. And similarly, Sarah kind of tells Sam kind of what Sam told Bucky, which was that you can't let Isaiah Bradley get into your head. In a way, Sam was kind of almost looking to Isaiah Bradley to tell him who he is. He kind of wanted to figure out more about him. And, you know, Isaiah was saying that no black man really should be carrying the shield because of what it stands for. And so he's in a way looking to Isaiah for guidance, just as Bucky looks to other people for guidance about who he is, right? And he relied on Steve a lot in that sense. And so there's definitely parallels between those conversations. And it looks like Sam in the end decided that, you know, the shield is now part of who he is. It's such a complex issue because many people see it in different lights. Isaiah just looks at it as, you know, being a result of all the pain and suffering he had to endure, along with other black men, specifically those in the military. Bucky looks at it as, you know, being the closest thing that he has to family. And Sam is kind of, as a result, put in a tough situation because he's both a black man and he was close to Steve, who carried the shield. He is bound to have a little bit of Bucky's and Isaiah's perspective when it comes to the shield. So what does he do with that? By the end of the episode, it's pretty clear that he's decided, you know, what is the point of all this pain and suffering that people like Isaiah have had to go through if, you know, someone like me, a black man, can't now carry the shield and do good with it. There was a comment in one of my other videos that talked about how Sam and Steve are actually very similar to one another and that they both try and save people and see the best in people, which is so true, because just as Sam wanted to try and save Karli, bring her back to the light before just arresting her, it's just as Steve tried to save Bucky, you know, before just arresting him, right? When everybody else was after Bucky, Steve was the one who wanted to try and save him and believe that he could be redeemed, right? They very much are similar to one another. This series, if anything, just shows more and more that Sam really is the one who is the best suited for the shield. So I stand corrected. I know in the beginning I had a little bit of doubts, you know, I kind of thought maybe Bucky should have it, but this series has really shown me otherwise. I think that Sam now does seem like the best choice for the shield. And one more thing about that conversation between Sam and Bucky, I think that definitely hinted at Bucky eventually telling his neighbor that he was the one who killed his son, right? If you remember from the first episode, they showed Bucky as a Winter Soldier during one of his nightmares, killing that man as he tried to go back into his room, and that ended up being, you know, the son of his neighbor. And so we're bound to see that conversation happen in the next episode. We're going to talk about Sharon and Batroc in a second, but first I wanted to talk about this whole idea with Sam helping his sister with the boat. On one hand, it was a little bit of a slower part to the story, But if you think about it, it kind of is a little bit of a reflection of the story. We heard Sam's sister, Sarah, say that Sam has been taking care of his problems with the Avengers and up in the sky, as well as his problems at home, right? Not only does it reinforce that the Avengers are, in many aspects, regular people, just like everybody else with their own struggles, but it also showed that during this whole time that there's been this conflict going on with the Avengers and Sam out there trying to save the world, this boat, which symbolizes his own home life, his own personal situation, has been broken with different pieces falling apart and whatnot. And it does seem like this episode kind of took the time to look into Sam's personal life and show how he addresses his own problems at home aside from the Avengers, which also allowed us to see him and Bucky's chemistry off the battlefield, right? And shows why they are such good partners in many ways. But it also shows that we saw, just as things with his boat fell into place and his boat became fixed and whole again, at the same time, it's like his journey as an Avenger, those pieces are also falling into place with him becoming Captain America. It's almost like the rebirth of his boat was done simultaneously alongside his rebirth as now Captain America. Does that make sense? I don't know. It might have made more sense in my mind, but that's kind of how I looked at that part of the story, which is why I didn't really mind the slowness as much. And also, just as Sam was reaching out and using his connections to get people to help assemble this boat, bring it back together, at the same time, we also have Karli doing the same thing, using her connections and assembling her army of people. We essentially have these two worlds happening at once that are now going to collide in the next episode. And okay, so now we gotta talk about Sharon. Oh my gosh. So yes, as I mentioned in the video, someone had commented on a previous video that they wondered if Sharon could be the power broker, which is still possible. She wasn't revealed as being the power broker in this episode, but she was revealed as being dirty, or at least that's how I interpreted it. It looks like she hired Batroc for a job, and then we see Batroc show up at the end to join forces with Karli. Now, there's a lot of things that are interesting about this. For one, Karli and Batroc, although they're fighting alongside one another, they do seem to have different agendas. Karli wants to stop the boat from happening and start her battle that way. Batroc has something against the Falcon, which is probably having to do with their battle that was shown in the first episode. He probably wants to get back at Falcon for that. It's kind of like two conflicts happening in one. But the other thing is, with Sharon being involved in the mix, it definitely raises a lot of questions. It shows that she's been playing both sides. Probably that's something that she started doing once she had to go to Madripoor and kind of lay low and survive, I guess. She just probably got entangled with different networks of people and then ended up playing both sides somehow. But she definitely is now helping Batroc. Does that mean that she herself wants Falcon killed, or did Batroc hide this from her and she just hired him for a job anyway? Either way, it just definitely does not look good. The fact that they are supposed to be a team, and they were a team before, Sharon, Bucky, and Sam, and now it looks like she's hired someone that wants to kill Falcon. I don't know what is up with that. Maybe she holds a grudge against Falcon and Bucky because of the whole Zemo situation. And it definitely makes me look at their last encounter a little bit differently now. When we last saw her, she didn't want to come back to America with them, right? And then she said something about how we have a new situation, I'll tell you about it in the car. So I wonder if that had to do with Falcon or something like that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the deal is with her. She's either the power broker or she's just shady and playing both sides and has something against Falcon, so she doesn't mind hiring Batroc and the fact that he wants to kill Falcon. I'm really not sure. And again, I don't know who that Val lady is, because my guess is either she's the power broker or Sharon to be the power broker, or it's possible it's just someone we haven't seen yet. But yeah, either way, I'm curious to see what their roles are going to be in the next episode, and how are Bucky and Sam going to react to all this, and how are they going to react to Sharon being dirty? Are they going to find out that she's dirty? Yeah, actually, in that conversation with Sharon when she's talking on the phone, I don't think she mentions Batroc by name, but I was watching with the subtitles on this time, and it actually said Batroc, and you can hear someone speaking French, and then you see him not long after. So Sharon, we know you hired Batroc. Why did you do it? It makes no sense. After everything, we were rooting for you, Sharon. You guys let me know what you thought about the episode. You can leave a comment down below to keep the discussion going. Let me know your thoughts and predictions. And until next time, guys, that's it for this video. I will see you next week for the finale. Take care, guys.